What is going on, true believers? I do believe we are now live on X as well as YouTube. Let me know in the comment section if you haven't already, or if you're watching on X, let me know. Let's see what's going on here. We got a lot to go over. The crypto market is pumping right now. We're having a nice recovery. This is exactly what we've been looking to see. We've been looking for these kind of moves for a long time right now. And the question is, exactly what is it that happened? And the answer to that is very, very simple. Duh. I just absolutely screwed up my entire everything this morning. So I got this little blue thing over here because, why? Because I'm dumb. So in case you didn't know, yeah. So let's see if we can fix that one right there. I've been working on doing some upgrades here to the entire, to everything. Just to everything. So let's get that back to normal right now. We're trying to make some upgrades to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to talk about the big story of the day. Donald Trump wants to remove capital gains tax from crypto trading, and the market is up $107 billion right now. We're going to talk about all that and more right after the jump, right after the intro. Get ready, get your peace pipes out. Make sure that you guys get your little glowies and your sticks and put your nookie in your mouth right now, because you're taking whatever it is that you're taking in order to watch this show. LFG, baby. Let's go.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, let's start off with all the good that's going on in the market right now, and let's check it out right here. Everything right now is in the green. Solana in 24 hours up 10%. Morpho's up 22%. These are one-day numbers here right now. Avalanche up 13%. Filecoin up 15%. DOT up 21%. Tau up 7%. Cardano 11%. Look at these breakouts that we're having right now. Some of these are really, really aggressive, really nice runs. Market is up about $100 billion right now on the day, coming back down just a little bit right now. ICP breaking out at $2.26 right now. Now, is this going to maintain? Well, we don't know if this is a reversal right now or if this is, by the way, when we go to the Dow is not moving, but crypto started moving last night. What was the reason that everything happened the way that it did? Well, the answer to that, it's actually very, very simple. Jane Street. Jane Street yesterday was involved in a lawsuit with Terraform Labs. So what the, and this, by the way, is not Terraform Labs. This is the bankruptcy trustee that's doing this, okay? And they actually brought the receipts, and it is understood right now that they have evidence that Bryce Pratt, which was the gentleman who was responsible for all of this, he was the guy at Terraform Labs, that he actually had a Bryce's secret Telegram channel, and they brought the receipts, okay? So what they have is Bryce's secret chat showing that he was communicating with people at Terraform Labs to get insider trading information, and were able to dump and manipulate the market. When Terraform Labs pulled out $150 million to move into a pool 4, they had 3 pools. They were going to create a 4th pool for liquidity for USD, or well, UST at the time, USTC now. When they pulled $150 million out, Jane Street immediately dumped $85 million, which started the death spiral. Not only did they do that, Bryce Pratt admitted that they had shorted Terra, that they understood what was going on. They were taking this crazy risk on a stable coin, and they profited over $400 million off of this move. This was crazy. This was seedy. This was shady. This was just unbelievable right now. And all of this is starting to come out, okay? And what did Jane Street say? Well, it doesn't really matter what Jane Street says, but their statement was that they were going to vigorously defend against baseless and opportunistic claims. And they called it a desperate suit in a transparent attempt to extract money when it is well established that the losses suffered by Terra and Luna were the result of a multi-billion-dollar fraud perpetrated by the management at Terraform Labs. Now, was that true? I think that I think that Terraform Labs was in gross negligence. I do, and I wouldn't have a problem with somebody saying that they were negligent in what they were doing, because that is true. However, ultimately, if you're using insider trading to manipulate the system, then you have committed a crime. So they have evidence of that. And by the way, because it's crypto, it's not the same thing, criminally speaking. So there's no regulation for it. For the insider trading and stuff like that. So you only have to go with the current laws on the book. So the Southern District of New York, I'm sure, is going to have a field day with this. And by the way, don't forget, on May 9, with Terra USD starting to slip, Jane Street's Pratt fired off a group chat to Do Kwon and the team, floating offers to buy Bitcoin for Luna. Remember I told you this was happening? Kwon shot back that Jump's co-founder, Bill DeSoma, should have clued them in earlier about Terraform's fundraising push. Jump, crypto trading, Kanav Korea, who's disappeared. Now Jane Street, Bryce Pratt, same thing. By the way, Bryce Pratt, he's just a trader, an investor. That's it. He's just a trader for Jane Street. And by the way, remember, Jane Street is a very, very secretive firm. They do not talk about anything to anybody. Them going public is a big thing. So to summarize what's happening, because Jane Street is now being watched like a hawk by the SEC, the same SEC that is now pro-crypto, that is under the realm of Donald Trump, who had a State of the Union last night, because all of this is happening in short and concerted effort. And by the way, because I can't help myself, I'll show you what I posted over here. And by the way, I want you to know that it's not like real. It's not true. It's not. Oh, by the way, look at this. We are actually on here. Trump to remove capital gains. So it did work. So if you are watching me on X right now, then I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But where was it? Where was it? Where was it? And I was joking around, right? Spoke to my friend at the White House, and he said Jane Street was ordered to cut the bullshit, which is why we didn't dump at 10 a.m. today. Well, guess what? We didn't dump at 10 a.m. today as well. What happened? Oh no, we have $100 billion in capital inflows coming into the market. What does that mean? Well, I mean, look, it's very, very simple. The money that was coming out of the market, the money that was going into those pockets, the money that all that was happening with, guess what? It's coming back into the market suddenly, because now people are feeling safe because Jane Street is not dumping on them. Look at Bitcoin right now. This is Bitcoin over the last bunch of hours. This is a 24-hour chart. So you can see right now, this is absolute insanity. This is absolutely crazy. And thank you everybody for tuning in so much. I know I just put that over the top in the overlay. I'm working on I'm working on some new spacing and stuff like that. I feel like I'm not maximizing the space on this stream. So we're going to work on that over the next couple days. But we just went over 67,000, which, by the way, what I tell you the other day, I told you that wick right there at that edge, that's going to be that spot right there, 67,250, where we could probably see that rejection. I think I said 67,000. Like we were looking for, like when I do this, I would have been not at the bottom of it. I would have gone with a couple of wicks right there. So right there, we got right close to it, and now we rejected off of it. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of hours, but we are starting to make progress in this market. Does it mean that a reversal is on tap? Certainly not. We certainly don't have confirmation of a reversal, but what we do have when we go down the list is we have Bitcoin currently up 4.3%. We have Ethereum up right now 7.5%. Solana is up 8% on the morning. XRP is up 6%. Link is up 12% on the morning. Tau is up 8%. And Tau, in fact, was up quite a bit more, up to 182. ICP just broke out to 227. We're in profit, by the way, on that long. Remember, I've been DCAing my long for a long period of time. Look at this. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh on this one. When I show you where I've been DCAing right here, all right, look at that. I've been DCAing forever on this one, and we're now in profit. We're up 20 bucks right now, and my realized P&L right now is also $18 because of funding, because shorts are there's more shorts than there are longs right now, which means that my funding rate is pretty high. So I'm at 6% right now, or 20 bucks, only $325. I'm only putting in a little bit every single day on this long position, hoping, in fact, that I get a nice little breakout. Now, if I get a breakout up to anywhere near where that previous top was at, where is this, 480, around 480, I'll show you guys what that number would look like. 480 means the profit on it would be about 1,863 bucks. So there is a possibility that this breaks out. There's a possibility that we get a massive recovery. And I'm kind of banking right now that maybe we can get a nice little surge, a nice little move to the upside, and we can cash this thing out, make about a 50% profit, something like that, and then we can fold it back over into something. Now, in the event that the market breaks out and we get back to remember here, if we kind of zoom out and go to the 4 hour here, it wasn't that long ago. I mean days. It was days ago, all right, that it was January 31st. January 31st. So less than a month ago, ICP was sitting at $3. So in the event that this market is turning around, then, you know, maybe we end up at $3 in a couple days. The amount of recovery, I mean, that all depends on the markets and how aggressive we are. But if it wins, then it's going to be a pretty good win. So back to it though, we're up on ICP. 14% on Avalanche. Look at this breakout right now. Trump is up 5%. Still nothing to. The Trump meme coin is still dead until further notice. Like, we need a little bit more out of that one to really get some confidence back in it. But look at this one. Near protocol up 14%. This is a great sign, by the way. This is a great sign for AI cryptos. Now, I don't know that AI cryptos are going to break out, but also I think today is Nvidia. The Nvidia earning date is Wednesday today, and it's going to be after market close. So in the event that you want to break out, you've probably already missed the breakout if there is going to be a breakout. But Nvidia earnings today or tonight, if they come after hours and they are what people expect, then let me go back and remind you earnings projections right now. Fiscal quarter for 2026 earning 25 reported in February of 2026 are projected to show massive growth, with revenue estimated around 65.7 and earnings $1.53. The revenue is going to hit $213 billion, and this is going to be a gigantic number, and some analysts are saying it could be as high as $75 billion in revenue. Like, this is this is crazy numbers that they're throwing out right now for Nvidia. And here's the best part. The best part is there's so many data centers right now that are going up across the country. There's so much right now that Nvidia is being pressed to keep churning this out. They are making ridiculous amounts of profits. For the fiscal year of 2026, you're talking about almost $5. $5 in earnings per share. That is insanity, okay? Nvidia is having a phenomenal run. And today, if that announcement is great, then it's going to be great for crypto, by the way. It's going to be great for crypto, but more importantly, it's going to be great for the AIs. Remember, a lot of these companies that are building out their AI are doing so at the expense of, I believe Google is spending $140 billion on infrastructure, which caused Google's prices to dump. But where are they buying it? Where are they spending $140 billion? With Nvidia. So Nvidia right now could be the darling, and we're a few hours away from just a crazy, crazy, crazy projection right here, which could just send this market skyrocketing. Doesn't mean that it will, but it means that it could. So, and by the way, look at Near Protocol, still pumping right now. making its way up to that local regional high from a couple days ago. And again, that's where you get those certified breakouts. Look at it right now, where this right here is your resistance, where we currently trade. Like, you could make that argument right there all day long, that this right here is your resistance zone. If we're breaking out above that, then the rally could be on for near protocol. Doesn't mean that it is, just means that it could be. Ondo up 9% on the day. Pendle up 9% on the day. SWE up 9.5% on the day. Not breaking out, but having a rally a little bit was Dev up 3% on the day. Definity's now up 10% on the day. Midnight is up only 1% on the day, but Cardano breaking out 11% on the day. Remember, by the way, it is time for you to go long on Midnight. I'm not saying that it's going to break out. I'm not saying that it's going to do anything spectacular. Here's what I'm hoping. My hope right now for my position is this. It's very, very simple. What I want to see is I want to see a nice breakout from ICP today on that long position. All of that profit, every dime of that is going to be folded into Midnight. That is my strategy right now, and I'm going long on it. Or by the way, I'm not going long on it. I'm going to do it on spot, right? But what I think is going to happen is we're getting closer and closer and closer to the launch of the Midnight blockchain. When we get to the Midnight blockchain launch, then I think it's going to run to the top of wherever its trend was. So we're looking at this right here, and we're looking at it moving up into this range. And what we're looking for is that golden zone, right? Well, if I zoom this out, the end of March is when it's going to launch, right? Look, this is just voodoo science for crypto bros. This is not me saying that this is going to happen. But when you look at it from this context and you look at the way that it's lining up right now, this is where you get that golden ratio, right? That golden ratio starts to hit in March, and boom, 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 you might get an easy 4x right there. What is this? Why is this? Midnight, remember, Midnight is a new blockchain, privacy based, which gives you control of whether or not people can or cannot see your trades. It's part of the Cardano ecosystem because Charles Hoskinson is the lead programmer and designer for it. And that launch is probably going to be a game changer in privacy. Remember Monero, remember Zcash, remember all of these privacy coins. If we go look at it from CoinMarketCap and we look at what are we going to call it, by the way? Let's do this. Let's do Zcash. Zcash has a $4 billion market cap right now. Previous top of its market cap, which was back in November, 10.34 billion. So could Midnight go to 10.34 billion? Absolutely it could. As the favored place, and that right now would be a 10x. That would put it at a $10 billion market cap. That would put it at 57 cents. So this is why it's important for me. Like, I want to accumulate, but again, I'm going to fold that over from what I've already got into this because I do think that there's going to be a rally, right? So what if, just what if it gets on a run? What if we get just a magical sort of moment in time where let's see what the tags are here. Privacy blockchain. Let's do ZK proof. Let's get a list of ZK proofs. All right. There we go. So it's number 3 in ZK proofs. Year to date, down 35%. Zcash by market cap, sitting at $4 billion market cap. So they could absolutely break out. So this could be the number 1, before it's all said and done, this could be the number 1 zero knowledge proof blockchain in all of crypto. And that would be an easy 161.8%, which again, we look at it right there, 22 cents. That's 4x from where we are. That makes it number 1. So that's what I think is going to happen. Okay. And I think it's going to happen fast. But what I'm hoping to see happen is first, we see an absolute breakout of ICP. We get that ICP back up into that $3 range. We get that ICP run. Maybe even, let's zoom back out. If my position were to hold right here, I think that if it went up to $21, I think my $9,000 off of $325 long. So That's not going to happen, but actually I don't know what the amount is. I think it would be somewhere in that range. But point is, there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of opportunity here. And if you look at this right here, this sort of crazy sort of run that we get on every once in a while, that's happening again because we're at the bottom of the range. The last time we got here, in a couple days, we went from, where was it? $3, $2.95. Where, from that local bottom was $2.78. So from $2.78 to the top was 9 days. So from $2.70, almost where we are right now, to the top of the last run at 983, 990, whatever the number is up there, only took 9 days. So in the event that we don't go there, in the event that we just go to where my target is right there, in 9 days, right there. So you'd be talking about $6 ICP. So if we were to get $6 ICP and we were to set up like a full take profit, just a full take profit on it at that level. So $6, profit would be $2,735 on it. So we're going to hold this open and we're going to see what happens right there. Now, we're not in a spot, by the way. I have not put a stop loss on it yet. I'm looking for another surge to get back above into that 250, 260 range. And then I want to set my take profit at around 240 in case it comes back down. If I do that at around 240, be about $120 profit. Won't be, I mean, it's not going to be huge. It's not going to be huge, but it would be a win. And, you know, we'll take the wins when we can get the wins. That's the important part, right? So back to the crypto banter bubbles, we're looking pretty good overall as a market. If we move into the 100 to 200 range, it's looking even better. Power up 90%. It's time right now. This is time where maybe you can just kind of set yourself in, and there could be just a lot of money potentially available. And by the way, like everything is screwed up today. Everything is screwed up today. What is going on, Mike Vollmer? We've got crypto jam in the house. Do you have a preference? Girls, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I just found out on X and says, don't worry, paying crypto taxes when you are starting. 10 a.m. algo. Yeah, the 10 a.m. algo is out the window now. So great to see. So anyway, back to this, the ETF funds, Bitcoin ETF flows yesterday, 257 million in inflows. That's a positive on the day. Ethereum capital inflows on the day were 9 million, not as good as what we want to see, but it's a start. That's a positive on the day. Also, we've got, you know what, my light here. I changed my lighting here just a bit. So I'm not, by the way, I'm redoing my lighting. I've screwed this up completely. I don't even know how I screwed this up so completely, but my lighting over the last bunch of days has just fallen apart. So my key light is over here. I'm going to move the key light over here to this side because there's some issues on that side of the studio. So I'm going to move it over here, and then my lighting, my pink lighting is going to come from over here instead, I think, anyway, unless I screw this up somehow. So anyway, my lighting is all messed up. I'm trying to fix it. But Solana ETF was inflows yesterday, and it was 3.8 million. And then on XRP, we had 2.5 million in inflows yesterday, which is 3 million total dollars. So just good inflows everywhere. Fear and Greed Index is up to 10, which is, look, this is a breakout. We got a certified breakout happening right now. Crypto market's up $102 billion. Looks like a recovery. Doesn't look like, because again, what did we see happen? Jane Street got caught red-handed, and now they're potentially going to pay for it. So they are right now laying low. And what does that create? It creates opportunity. Does it mean that we're going to take advantage of that opportunity? No, it does not. It does not mean that the sellers are exhausted. Does not mean that the bear market is over. Doesn't mean any of that. And by the way, I don't say this as a bear market, but it is a bearish market right now. So, you know, when I when I call it a bear market, I hope you guys understand, like, I don't believe that we're in a 4-year bear market, bull market cycle, but we're in a bearish section of the market right now. Look, if we went up $300 billion today, if we went up $300 billion today, we would be at 2.5 trillion market cap, and I would still be saying the same thing, that we are still in a bearish trend. We would need a break above, I want to say right here, for me, bullish confirmation would be establishing an upward trend. It would be realigning something like this move right here, from this spot right here to this spot right here, to getting above wherever we are. So breaking above here into this 86, 90,000 range. That's when I would start talking about bullish, when we sort of like right there. And again, it's going to take a move above and then a breakdown below for consolidation right there for that move for me to say that we're back into a bullish pattern. We're not yet. We're still in this downward sort of channel. So, and by the way, remember this downward channel right here, the break above right now would be in the 82,000 range. So there's plenty of different levels to this, but we got to break above, then we got to start to consolidate a little bit, then we got to start to get an actual move, and then we can start talking about, well, this sort of trend right here, which is not perfect, but then we start to break back into that 100,000 range. That's when we really start to say the bull market may or could have resumed. So that's what we're watching for. That's what we're looking for. RSIs, look at the daily RSI. We're so far down right now. We're above the heart. We're above the midline. So there's still capital inflow to go. I think that we're in a decent position. Again, extreme fear right now. This is the time to accumulate. Hopefully you did. Now, I'm going to have to hit refresh on these liquidation levels so that you guys can see exactly what it is. You can see that we've started to move above, and what happened right here, we're starting to knock out some of these long positions right here. Now that I'm using red, and I went for red because I thought, well, that would show up pretty good on here because, what's that phrase? Oh, yeah, duh, I'm stupid. So let's try to break this a little bit over here. We're going to do some green right there. I think green's probably a good color. And we'll do a little bit darker right there. All right, so now let's try that one more time, and let's see, right into this range. That's better. I don't think that's better. Son of a bitch. You know what I should do? I should volt it. I should make it volt colors. And shout out to Crypto Che, by the way. For those of you that don't know, Crypto Che sent me, that's much better. Okay, so there we go. So we're starting to wipe out some of those long positions right now. Need a big move up into the ranges here, though, to establish that we're, again, going bullish. But for right now, looks pretty good. Also, all chains total value locked on the DEXs. I don't even know what happened there. All right, so we're at 4 billion on the top two, 5 billion, 6 billion. So we're on $6 billion on the top four. Again, this is voodoo science. This is not me saying. So if you're hearing me for the first time, if you're just now tuning in, or if you haven't heard me say this before, what I do every day is I look at the top four DEXs by volume, and that's $6 billion right there. We should be at around 12 to 16 billion if we're going to be bullish. So that's what I'm looking at every day when I see that. There we go. All right, now let's get into some more charting. We're at 109 billion in the market right now. And boy, I write on this goddamn screen a lot. Whew. I am really... all right, so Ethereum just broke above 2,000. So we are... Look, guys, this is certified breakout right now. How far is it going to go? I don't know. But Ethereum right now up to 2009. If it does not break down at 2009 and it actually does a surge up here to 22, I would expect a recovery back down to the bottom of around 2000. So if we can get something like that right there, so about 2200 is what we're looking for. All right, in a surge. If we get above this 2000, continue up here into this range right here, and then we get a break back down, that's going to be a bullish reversal right now, and it's going to be a lower high, or I mean a higher low for that last move. So again, it's confirmation of a potential bullish breakout We'll see whether or not we do. A lot of people who bought their Ethereum over the last couple of days at around 1,700, 1,800, they're going to take a 10% profit. I mean, you have 200 grand, you buy some Ethereum, it goes up to 2,000, you just made $20,000, $30,000. I mean, you feel pretty good about that. So, be a little profit taking along the way. Solana, what a massive disappointment Solana has been for the last little while. Looking at this, we're going to remove the moving average here that I'm on for the 7. I don't really need that one anymore. That was just for me to get kind of an idea of what it was looking like. But the 50 and the 200, the purple is the 200 and the 50 is the yellow one. The first target up here is the yellow 50 MA, and that's at 109,000. So looking at a surge on Solana, we're talking about 20%. We're talking about 20% just to get to the 50 MA. So that's going to be a couple day process, I think, unless the market, you know, anything could happen, but unless the market just absolutely goes ballistic, you know. So anyway, XRP again 6.5%, Link 13%, Tau back up 180. What I tell you is going to happen with Tau. I told you we were going to get that 5. We're going to get that break, right? So here we are right here. So we got to stretch it out, of course, just a little bit, ladies. Something like that right there. Something like that right there over the next couple of days would be a pretty bullish confirmation for Tau, $243. Got a new Tau video coming out today. Please engage with that. It is a BitTensor video. It's not a paid one, so I don't make any money off of it unless you guys engage with it and stuff like that. But there's some really big stuff going on with BitTensor. BitTensor is expanding. It has 128 subnets. It's expanding to 256 subnets right now. That's going to double the amount of, here's the thing, it's going to double the amount of people holding BitTensor in the subnets. So, and in order to have your subnet, you have to hold BitTensor, and then you have to create your own token, and then that token becomes what you secure the network with. So, like when I earn for BitTensor, I don't actually earn BitTensor, I earn Bitcast. And then I can convert Bitcast into BitTensor if I want to cash out. But Bitcast allows me to secure the network. So they pay me in Bitcast, and then it's converted to value through BitTensor. So basically, it's just like a token on the Tau network, just like SHIB is a token on the Ethereum coin network. So it's the same thing, and they just do it by subnet instead of just calling it tokenization or tokens, but it is tokenized. So anyway, I think there's going to be a break right here, and then when that happens, when they get 256 subnets, that means more people are going to have to buy Tau, which means that more people are going to be actively pursuing AI integration with Tau, which means that it's going to have more demand, which is going to mean that there's going to be less supply in rotation, which is already, by the way, at historical lows. Tau is set for a breakout, and it's the #1 AI crypto. So what's not to like? So we'll see what happens there. ICP is now up to $2.28, up 8% on the day. Avalanche again breaking out near having just a monster rip right now, 15%. Ondo's now up 10% on the day. Definity getting a little push. Dev just broke out, up 8% right now. SWE up 9% right now. By the way, getting SWE under $1, isn't that a gift? Isn't that a gift right there? It went up to $5 after this last time. So do you think this is on tap? If it is, then SWE is headed ever so much higher. Like if we look at it from this context and say, you know, it took this amount of time. If we look at it from this right here, boom, 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 about $9. That'd be crazy, right? That'd be crazy to see SWE break out to like $9. We need this right here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So there's a lot of money out here right now looking to come back into the market. We'll see what happens here. Again, Night not moving. API 3 still not moving. I'm looking for a big break above. I'm still looking for a break back up to the top of that range right there. I'm going to exit again. I bought at $1, so I'm down a lot on API 3. but I have faith that that's going to reverse. BNB broke down. Again, I think the next pump right there takes BNB all the way back up to about $1,200. I think we're going to see that start to break out right there, just like that. We look at this one over the longer term. We're no longer as bullish as we were, using this right here as your pivot right there. And you can see that we broke down below. If we get a break back above, if we get a break back into the BNB range at around $800, and we get some consolidation upwards in that range, then that next breakout is $1,200. So DXY down a little bit on the day. Luna Classic not breaking out, but Luna Classic I think is about to do a 2 or 3x. I think we're going to have a nice little breakout above. The market module is almost ready. Once the market module's out, then things are going to change dramatically in this ecosystem because we're going to have a different method of burn. So there's a lot happening over there. I'm going to be pretty excited about it ultimately. I think that the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem is about to have something of a revival. And by the way, when I say revival, don't forget Terraform Labs. Jane Street has sued Terraform Labs, which means that Terra Luna Classic is going to be in the public lexicon again. And we're going to see people start talking about a revival, about how Jane Street did whatever they did and how they're bad people and stuff like that, and how the narrative is going to change on Do Kwon just a little bit. People are going to start looking for somebody else to blame. Things are going to change, and Luna Classic is going to have like a nice little breakout. But it's going to take the market actually doing something about it. USTC up 3% on the day. Fias is up 7% on the day. MK, looking for MK to have another big breakout above. Currently sitting at about, 7 cents right now. Like to see that break back out to that 22-cent range because it didn't get that break back up to the top of the range, but it did get the break above right there, which is what you wanted to see, right? So you have that break, you have that breakdown, you have this move right here. What you need is you need to reestablish a little bit and get that 32-cent range for MK. That's the move right now that I think people are looking for, and it's a measured move because with this move right here, establishing it over here kind of puts us in that range. So 32 cents to me feels like the next spot for MK. You never know what's going to happen. The World Liberty's up 4% on the day. Gold and silver are still moving upwards on the day. And what else do we have breaking out here? We got Doge up 11% on the day. We've got Filecoin up 20% on the day. Jasmy's up 8%. Jupiter's up 8%. Litecoin up 13%. Pengu up 10.8%. Remember, Pengu is the only meme coin that actually has a use case, which is crazy, right? I mean, you can say SHIB, but come on. Sonium is up, this is Sonic, is up 11%. Stacks is up 12%, building on the Bitcoin network. Celestia is up 18%. Uniswap is up 16%. Accelerate is up 25% on the day. Shout out to the Accelerator Army. Seeker is down 12%. And then Myro is up about 4% right now. So there we go. Let's see what's going on in chat here. So anyway, that's going to be it. That's going to be the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, we're going to make some changes. I'm going to move myself down into this little corner over here so that there's more screen real estate and stuff like that. Like I feel like it'd be easier to serve if I can just, I'm going to mess around with it today, try to get things down just a little bit. The frame that I was using, by the way, I guess you could probably see. That's not it. Son of a bitch. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one it is? God damn it. Maybe it's a test one. All right, right here. Something like this. So you see my face down into this little range right here. Instead, it'll be a little bit smaller. We'll get down into that sort of range right there. And then we'll have more screen real estate. And then we'll expand the screen so that you can see the screen a little bit better. And then from there, it should, it solves itself if we do it. If we do everything the right way, right? So, there we have it. That's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys more than you ever know. And it looks like we've had a successful run on X for the X platform for the day. I don't know. I don't know how well we got. I don't know if people watched and if people were super excited about it. I don't know. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's not financial advice. I'm always right.